Am I the only one that didn't know how two boys from a small town could teach us so much about success and life's true meaning? Meet Jack and Tom, two inseparable friends with one shared dream but vastly different visions of success. They grew up together in a small town, sharing dreams of adventure and success. Their bond was forged in the simplicity of their surroundings, where every corner of their neighborhood held a new possibility for discovery. They spent their days exploring the nearby woods, building forts, and dreaming of a future filled with excitement. The forest was their kingdom, a place where their imaginations could run wild and where they could be anything they wanted to be. Both boys were bright and ambitious. They loved learning and were always eager to take on new challenges. Whether it was a school project or a new book, they approached everything with enthusiasm and curiosity. They excelled in school and participated in all sorts of extracurricular activities. From sports to talent shows to science fairs, they were always in the thick of things, pushing themselves to be the best they could be. Despite their shared background, Jack and Tom had different ideas about what success would look like. They often had deep conversations about their future, each trying to understand the other's perspective. Jack was drawn to the allure of wealth and status. He dreamed of a life where he could have everything he ever wanted, from a high-powered job to the finest luxuries money could buy. He dreamed of a corner office, a luxury car, and all the material possessions he could desire. For Jack, success was measured by the tangible rewards of hard work and ambition. Tom, on the other hand, valued creativity and connection. He found joy in the simple things like painting, playing music, and helping others. His dreams were less about material wealth and more about making a difference in the world. He envisioned a life filled with purpose, where he could use his talents to bring joy to others. For Tom, success was about the impact he could have on the lives of those around him and the happiness he could spread through his actions. After graduation, their paths diverged. Jack landed a coveted job at a prestigious consulting firm in the city. He quickly climbed the corporate ladder, earning promotion after promotion. His salary skyrocketed, and he soon found himself living the life he had always envisioned. He had the expensive suits, the fancy car, and the impressive apartment in a high-rise building. Tom, meanwhile, followed his heart. He opened a small cafe in their hometown, a place where people could gather, connect and enjoy his delicious pastries. He poured his heart and soul into his business. He spent his days baking, creating new recipes and chatting with his customers. On the surface, Jack was living the dream. He had achieved everything he thought he ever wanted. Yet beneath the veneer of success, a nagging feeling of emptiness began to creep in. The long hours and relentless pressure took their toll. He had little time for anything else, and the things he had once valued, relationships, hobbies and personal growth, fell by the wayside. He found himself working late into the night, fueled by endless cups of coffee and the desire to impress his superiors. His social life dwindled, replaced by networking events and business dinners that felt more like obligations than genuine connections. Tom's life was far from glamorous. He didn't have the luxuries that many people dream of, but he had something far more valuable. He worked long hours, but they were filled with purpose and joy. Each day he woke up with a sense of excitement, knowing that he was about to create something special. He loved the creative process of baking, the way simple ingredients could be transformed into something delightful. The smell of fresh bread and pastries filled the air, bringing a sense of warmth and comfort. The satisfaction of seeing his customers enjoy his creations was immeasurable. Their smiles and compliments were the best rewards he could ask for. And it wasn't just about the food. It was about the connections he made, the sense of community he was building. His cafe was more than a business, it was a gathering place. His cafe became a beloved local spot, a haven for those seeking a break from their busy lives. It was a place where everyone felt welcome. People from all walks of life could come together and share a laugh and a warm drink. It was a melting pot of stories and experiences. Tom wasn't getting rich, but he was content. He found joy in the simple things, in the everyday moments that many overlook. He had found a way to align his work with his passions, turning his love for baking into a fulfilling career. Every loaf of bread, every cake was a piece of his heart, and that brought him a deep sense of fulfillment that money could never buy. The pride he felt in his work was priceless. He had time for his friends and family, making sure to cherish those relationships. They were his support system, his source of happiness, and he made sure to prioritize his own well-being. Whether it was a quiet moment with a cup of coffee or a walk in the park, he knew the importance of balance in life. Section 5. The Wisdom of the Ages. Throughout history, the pursuit of wisdom has been a guiding light for many. It is through the teachings of the past that we find the keys to living a fulfilled life. As the philosopher Alan Watts once said, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you're doing in the here and now." This profound insight encourages us to immerse ourselves fully in our current activities, to find meaning and satisfaction in the present. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play. Tom embodied this philosophy. He approached every task with a sense of wonder and joy, transforming mundane activities into delightful experiences. Whether he was painting, writing, or simply fixing a broken chair, Tom found pleasure in the process. He understood that true happiness wasn't about chasing some distant goal, but about finding joy in the present moment. Tom's life was a testament to the idea that contentment comes from within, from appreciating the small everyday moments that make up our lives. Jack, on the other hand, had bought into the societal definition of success: the big house, the fancy car, the impressive title. He believed that these external symbols would bring him the happiness he sought, but as Henry David Thoreau wisely observed, success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Jack's relentless pursuit of success left him constantly striving, never satisfied, always looking for the next achievement. Jack had been so focused on achieving external validation that he had neglected his own internal compass. He rarely took the time to reflect on what truly made him happy. In the quiet moments, he began to realize that the wisdom of the ages was not in the accumulation of wealth or status, but in the simple, profound act of living fully in the present. Section 6. A Visit and a Question. One day, Jack found himself back in his hometown for a business trip. Feeling burnt out and disillusioned, he decided to pay a visit to Tom's cafe. As he sat there, sipping his coffee and watching Tom interact with his customers, a wave of envy washed over him. Tom seemed so genuinely happy, so at peace with himself and his life. "How do you do it?" Jack asked, his voice tinged with a mix of admiration and bewilderment. "You don't have much in the way of material possessions, yet you seem so content." Section 7. Rediscovering Passion. Tom smiled, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "It's not about the things you have, Jack," he replied. "It's about finding something you love to do and sharing it with the world. It's about connecting with people, making a difference, and staying true to yourself." Jack left the cafe that day with a lot to think about. Tom's words struck a chord deep within him, reawakening a long-dormant passion. He had always loved to write, but he had pushed that dream aside, believing it to be impractical and unprofitable. Section 8. The Measure of a Life. Jack realized that he had been measuring his life by the wrong yardstick. True success wasn't about the size of your bank account or the prestige of your job title. It was about living a life that was authentic to you, a life filled with purpose, passion, and connection. As Ralph Waldo Emerson so eloquently put it, the purpose of life is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Jack knew he needed to make a change. He couldn't keep living a life that left him feeling empty and unfulfilled. Section 9. Beyond the Facade. Jack decided to take a leap of faith. He quit his high-paying job and moved back to his hometown. He started writing again, pouring his heart and soul into his work. It wasn't easy at first. He had to adjust to a more modest lifestyle, and there were times when he doubted his decision. But as he wrote, He felt a sense of purpose and satisfaction that had been missing for far too long. He was finally living in alignment with his values, and it felt amazing. Section 10. The true value of connection. He reconnected with Tom, and the two friends spent countless hours reminiscing about their childhood dreams and supporting each other's endeavors. Jack's writing career began to flourish, and he found that the true reward wasn't the money or the recognition, but the joy he found in the creative process and the connections he made with his readers. He learned that true wealth wasn't measured in dollars and cents, but in the richness of his relationships, the depth of his experiences, and the impact he made on the world. Section 11. Finding your own success. The tale of Jack and Tom is a reminder that true success is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's about defining what matters most to you and having the courage to create a life that reflects those values. It's about finding joy in the journey, staying true to yourself and nurturing the relationships that matter most. It's about living a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling on your own terms. So, as you navigate the twists and turns of your own life journey, remember that true success is not about keeping up with the Joneses, but about becoming the best version of yourself. And that is a journey worth taking. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the Wisdom to Live By channel and share with friends who might benefit from viewing. We publish 2 new videos each week, so stay tuned for more inspiring life stories that may just change someone's life as well as yours. Namaste.